All right, welcome back. We have just taken this incredible journey deep inside a computer. Now it's time to put all those pieces together to really make sense of how a simple file becomes a living, running process. So let's jump right in.
But, before we recap, I just want us to pause for a second. Just take a breath and really appreciate what we just did. Because this wasn't just reading from a textbook. We saw the real thing in action.
And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, we really did. We didn't just talk about processes, we literally watched one being born. We saw it go from this, dead file on a disk, to a living, breathing thing inside the computer's memory.
So let's actually break down what we pulled off together. This wasn't about looking at some diagrams in a slideshow. Nope. We rolled up our sleeves, got into the command line, and saw the magic happen live.
I mean, just look at this. We saw a process come to life on a real Linux system. We followed the program counter, that little GPS for the CPU, as it jumped from one instruction to the next. We literally saw the CPU's own little scratchpad, the registers, update with our numbers in real time. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you connect the dots and really get it. That's just awesome.
And yeah, speaking of those registers, let's hammer this point home one more time because it's so important. They are the absolute secret weapon for a fast computer. If you want to understand performance, you have to understand registers.
Just look at this chart. The difference in speed it's just mind-blowing. Getting something from a CPU register, that's like having it in your hand already. It's instant. But going all the way over to the disk, man, that's like having to drive across town to a storage locker. So for things to be fast, like really fast, the work has to happen right there, in those registers.
Okay, so let's zoom out and look at the whole journey. We can boil it all down to 3 main stages that every single program goes through, every time you double-click that icon.
So first up, you've got the program, just sitting on your hard drive. It's totally inactive. Think of it like a recipe book on a shelf, full of instructions, but not actually doing anything. Then you launch it, and bam, it becomes a process. It's alive. It gets its own ID number, its own private section of memory. It becomes this living organism. And finally, step 3 is the magic. Execution. The CPU starts reading those instructions one by one, with the program counter leading the way, and the process actually starts to do its job.
All right, if there is anything you take away from this whole thing, I want it to be what's coming up next. These are the absolute, rock-solid core truths of how this all works.
Rule number 1, a program is not a process. It's so important. The program is the file, the static recipe book. The process is that recipe in action in the kitchen, with ingredients flying everywhere. You can use that one recipe book to make 10 different cakes, right? It's the same idea. You can run one program to create 10 totally separate independent processes. Second, the program counter is the CPU's GPS. It's this one special little register, and it has one single job: to always know the exact memory address of the very next instruction the CPU is supposed to run. Without it, the whole system would be lost. It's the conductor of the orchestra.
Third, we said it before, we'll say it again, registers are the speed kings, period. They are by far the fastest place to store anything in the entire computer. That's why smart compilers and good programmers try to do as much work as possible right there inside the CPU without having to make that long, slow trip out to main memory. Fourth, the process control block, or PCB. The easiest way to think about this is like the operating system's master file on every single process. It's got the process ID, the current value of the program counter, the state of all the registers, everything. This file is the secret to multitasking. It's how your computer can pause what you're doing, switch to checking your email, and then come right back without losing your place.
And last but not least, always remember, this whole thing is a journey. It's a transformation. Your code, the stuff that you can read, gets translated into assembly. Then that becomes raw machine code, just ones and zeros for the CPU. That gets wrapped up in an executable file, which finally, when you run it, becomes that living process in memory, from idea to action.
Okay, I want to take a quick time out and be real for a second. We just covered a ton of ground. I mean, that was a seriously deep dive.
So, is your brain feeling a little bit like mush right now? Yeah? That is 100% normal. In fact, that's a good thing. It means you're stretching. You're grappling with some really big fundamental ideas.
So here's my advice. Seriously, listen to your brain. If it feels full, just stop. Take a break, close the laptop, walk away, and let your subconscious mind do the work. You'd be amazed how many aha moments happen when you're not even trying. You'll come back tomorrow, and I promise things will just click into place.
Now, on the flip side, maybe you're feeling totally energized by all this. Maybe you're buzzing with excitement. If that's you, that is awesome. My advice? Follow that feeling. Chase your curiosity. Try the experiment we did on your own computer. Tweak the code a bit and see what happens. The absolute best way to learn this stuff is just to play.
And speaking of playing, this adventure is definitely not over, not by a long shot. Everything we just learned is really the foundation for a whole bunch of other incredibly cool topics. So let's get a little sneak peek of what's coming up next.
We're going to dig into how your operating system juggles hundreds of processes at once. That's scheduling. We'll see how it can switch between them so fast it looks like they're all running at the same time. That's context switching. We'll even get into virtual memory, threads, and how different processes can actually talk to each other. It's going to be so much fun.
So because you stuck with this, because you've made it this far, I want to officially say congratulations and welcome to the club.
You now understand things that a lot of developers, even experienced ones, never really stop to think about. And this isn't just fun trivia. This stuff makes you a better problem solver. You're going to write smarter, more efficient code. You're going to hunt down bugs faster. You're going to design better systems, all because you actually know what's happening under the hood.
And as you keep going down this path, please remember this. Learning is not a race. It's not a competition. It's a journey, and it's your own. So be kind to yourself. Rest when you need to, and get excited when you feel that spark of curiosity.
You have taken such a huge step today. You've looked right into the heart of the machine, and you've seen how it all works. And believe me, this is just the beginning. The adventure from here is only going to get better. Thanks so much for being here with me.